There are times in life when it feels like everything is going wrong, when the weight of the world seems too much to bear, moments when pain comes knocking on the door, uninvited and unwelcome. It shows up in forms we can't even describe: loss, disappointment, failure, rejection, and it seems like we have no way to escape it. But let me tell you something about pain. It's not just a trial. It's a tool that if you allow it can shape you, refine you, and ultimately lead you to a place of purpose you never imagined. We live in a world that teaches us to avoid pain at all costs. We search for comfort, for security, for ease. We try to run from suffering, to ignore it, to deny its existence. But let me tell you today that pain is not something that should be feared. It is a part of the process. It is the fire that refines the gold. It is the storm that purifies the sea. Without pain, there can be no purpose. Without the struggle, there can be no strength. You see, it's easy to think that pain is a punishment. It's easy to believe that suffering means you've done something wrong. But what if I told you that pain is often the very thing that positions you for the greatness that is yet to come? What if I told you that the scars you carry are not signs of weakness, but proof that you have endured, that you have survived? The pain you feel today is a precursor to the power that will be released in your life tomorrow. Think about it for a moment. Every great story, every testimony of victory has its foundation in pain. Every hero, every overcomer, every person who has made a lasting impact on the world has walked through a season of struggle. Think about the great leaders of history. Each one has been forged in the fire of pain, and yet they didn't allow that pain to break them. No, they allowed it to build them. They didn't let the suffering consume them. Instead, they allowed it to push them into something greater, something stronger. There's a purpose in your pain, even when you can't see it. Even when you're in the middle of the storm and all you can feel is the wind howling and the waves crashing around you. In those moments, it can feel like the pain is never ending. But what you have to understand is that the pain you're experiencing is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you rise, where you overcome, where you emerge stronger than you ever thought possible. We have to change the way we view pain. We have to stop seeing it as something that defines us and instead see it as something that refines us. There's something about pain that exposes who you truly are. It shows you what's inside of you, the strength you didn't know you had, the resilience you never thought possible, the power that was waiting to be unlocked. Pain has a way of stripping away the superficial, of removing the distractions, of getting you down to the core of who you really are. In those moments of pain, you begin to discover things about yourself that you never would have known otherwise. You realize that you are capable of more than you thought. You realize that you have a deeper well of strength than you knew existed. You realize that you were never meant to live on the surface of life. You were meant to go deep, to endure, to push through, to rise above. And the thing is, you will not come out of this pain the same person you were before. Oh no. The person who walks through the fire will not be the same person who enters it. There is a transformation that takes place in the midst of your pain. It's like the caterpillar that must go through the cocoon before it can emerge as a butterfly. That cocoon is not easy. It's uncomfortable, it's confining, and it's painful. But without it, the butterfly can never fly. The cocoon is a necessary part of the process. There's something in you that has to be transformed, something in you that has to be refined, something in you that has to be stretched and molded before you can fully step into your purpose. Your purpose is too great for you to remain unchanged. Your calling is too high for you to stay the same. So the pain comes not to destroy you, but to prepare you, to make you ready for the next level. Pain has a way of pushing you into places you never would have gone on your own. It forces you to dig deep. It forces you to face parts of yourself that you've been running from. It forces you to confront your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. But here's the thing, when you face those things head on, when you walk through them and don't let them defeat you, you come out on the other side with a new level of confidence, a new sense of purpose, a new strength you didn't know you had. Let's be clear, pain is not easy. It's not something anyone willingly signs up for. But the reality is that it is part of the human experience. It's part of the process. And it's not something that we should try to avoid at all costs. In fact, we should embrace it. We should embrace the struggle, the discomfort, the unknown, because on the other side of it lies the person you were always meant to become. There are seasons in life where everything feels out of control. You may feel like you're being tossed around, like you're being dragged through the mud. But let me remind you of this. The storm may be strong, but you are stronger. The waves may be high, but you are deeper. The pain may be intense, but you are resilient. And when you come out of this, you will not be the same. You will be better. You will be stronger. You will be more equipped for the purpose that is waiting for you on the other side of this pain. I need you to understand something today. Your pain does not define you, but it has the power to refine you. It has the power to push you into the person you were created to be. It has the power to position you for the purpose you were born to fulfill. So don't run from it. Don't avoid it. Don't try to escape it. Instead, lean into it. Embrace it. Allow it to shape you, to mold you, to make you better. Because on the other side of this pain, there is a greatness waiting for you. There is a purpose waiting for you. There is a destiny that you have yet to step into, but it's waiting for you to be refined, to be transformed, to be made new. Your purpose is found in your pain. It is in the struggle that you find your strength. It is in the fire that you discover your true potential. So don't despise the pain. Don't run from it. Walk through it knowing that on the other side is the fulfillment of your purpose. Pain is not a punishment, but a powerful tool that refines us, shapes our character, and pushes us toward our greater purpose. It is through the struggle that we discover our true strength and potential. The journey through pain leads to transformation. Just as a caterpillar must go through the cocoon to become a butterfly, we must endure pain in order to emerge stronger, wiser, and more equipped for our calling. Instead of avoiding pain, we should embrace it as an essential part of our personal growth. It's in the discomfort and challenges of life that we are prepared for the greatness that awaits us. Pain is often seen as something to be avoided, feared, and rejected. Society teaches us that comfort, ease, and pleasure are the ultimate goals, and pain is something that should be eradicated at all costs. From a young age, we're conditioned to seek out happiness, to run from discomfort, and to find quick solutions to our problems. But what if the very thing we try so desperately to avoid is the key to unlocking our deepest purpose? What if pain is not an enemy to be feared, but a catalyst for the purpose we are meant to fulfill? The truth is, pain is often the very thing that propels us toward the destiny we were born to achieve. While it may seem counterintuitive, it is through pain that we are often shaped, refined, and pushed into the fullness of who we are meant to become. Pain serves as the crucible in which our character is tested, our resilience is built, and our true potential is revealed. It is in the midst of our struggles that we often find our purpose. And in that discovery, we uncover strength, wisdom, and courage we never knew we had. Think about it. The greatest stories of triumph and success are often birthed from the hardest moments of pain and suffering. The people who have made the most significant impact in the world have often been the ones who have walked through the fire, not around it. They have faced loss, rejection, failure, and adversity, but they didn't let those experiences define them. Instead, they allowed those experiences to propel them towards something greater. It is in the fire of pain that the gold of purpose is refined. Without the pressure, the heat, and the struggle, the precious metal would never take its true form. Pain has a way of breaking us down, of stripping away the superficial layers of our lives and getting down to the core of who we truly are. When we are comfortable, it's easy to live in a state of complacency, to coast through life without ever confronting our true potential. But when we experience pain, when we face hardship, we are forced to look deeper within ourselves. We are forced to confront our fears, our insecurities, and our weaknesses. We are faced with the decision to either shrink back in defeat or rise up in strength and purpose. It is often in the moments of deepest pain that we are forced to reevaluate our lives, our goals, and our priorities. Pain has a way of putting everything into perspective. It forces us to ask the hard questions. What do I truly want? What am I here for? What is the legacy I want to leave behind? When life is easy, we can go through the motions without ever truly examining our purpose. But when we are in the midst of pain, we are more likely to search for meaning, to dig deeper into our own hearts and souls to discover why we are here and what we are meant to do. Consider the people who have gone through immense pain and emerged as leaders in their respective fields. Nelson Mandela, for example, spent 27 years in prison. His life was marked by tremendous pain, yet it was in that pain that he found his purpose. His suffering refined him, shaped his resolve, and ultimately propelled him to become a symbol of freedom, justice, and equality for the world. His purpose was forged in the furnace of adversity, and without the pain he endured, the world would have never known the leader he became. Similarly, think of someone like Oprah Winfrey, who overcame a childhood filled with abuse and hardship to become one of the most influential women in the world. Her painful experiences did not define her in a negative way. Instead, they became the foundation upon which her purpose was built. Her pain gave her empathy, wisdom, and a platform to help others heal. She has used her struggles as a stepping stone to reach millions. And her life is a testament to the fact that pain, when embraced and understood, can be the very thing that leads us to our greatest purpose. Pain has a way of deepening our character. When life is easy, we may not develop the same level of compassion, empathy, or perseverance that we gain through hardship. It is through pain that we are stretched, that we are molded, and that we learn to tap into reservoirs of strength we didn't even know we possessed. Pain breaks us, but it also builds us into something stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling the challenges that lie ahead. Think of a muscle. A muscle becomes stronger not by being left at rest, but by being pushed, stretched, and broken down through resistance. When you lift weights, your muscle fibers are torn, but as they heal, they grow back stronger, capable of handling even more weight the next time. The same principle applies to our lives. The struggles, disappointments, and challenges we face serve as the resistance that builds us into stronger individuals. Without these experiences, we would remain stagnant, unable to reach the level of greatness that we are meant for. Moreover, pain often leads to growth. It forces us to adapt, to learn, and to evolve. When we are comfortable, we don't feel the need to change. We don't feel the need to improve. But when we are in pain, we are motivated to make a change. Pain ignites a fire within us, a desire to do better, to be better. It forces us to step outside of our comfort zones and confront the things we've been avoiding. It pushes us to reach for something greater, something more meaningful, and something more impactful. When we experience pain, it can also help us connect with others in a way that we never could have otherwise. There is a unique bond that forms between individuals who have shared similar struggles. Pain creates empathy, and empathy creates connection. We become more aware of the struggles of others, more attuned to their needs, and more willing to help. Our purpose becomes not just about our own success, but about lifting others up, about using our pain to make a positive difference in the world around us. Pain may not be something we want or choose, but it is an inevitable part of life. And when we accept that pain is a part of the journey, we begin to see it not as a hindrance, but as a powerful tool that helps shape our purpose. It refines us, molds us, and prepares us for the work we are meant to do. It teaches us lessons we couldn't learn in any other way, and gives us the strength to rise above adversity. Ultimately, pain becomes the catalyst for a life lived with intention, passion, and purpose. It is through our pain that we often discover what truly matters, what we are capable of, and what we were born to do. It is not the absence of pain that leads to purpose, but the ability to use pain as a stepping stone to let it transform us into the person we are meant to become. So the next time you face pain, don't run from it. Embrace it, for it is in that very pain that your purpose will be born. Transformation through struggle is one of life's most profound lessons, one that many of us must learn the hard way. Struggle is an inevitable part of the human experience. From the moment we are born, we are thrust into a world where challenges, obstacles, and hardships are waiting to meet us. Some people struggle with external circumstances like poverty, illness, or loss, while others battle internal struggles such as fear, doubt, or self-limiting beliefs. No matter the form it takes, struggle has a unique way of shaping us, refining us, and ultimately transforming us into something greater than we were before. When we first encounter struggle, we often view it as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. We want to flee from difficulty, to escape from pain, and to live a life of ease. In fact, our society often teaches us to value comfort and security above all else. We are told to follow the path of least resistance, to avoid failure, and to steer clear of anything that might disrupt our peace. But the truth is, transformation never comes from a place of comfort. It comes from the fire of struggle, from the pressure of challenges that force us to grow, to stretch, and to change. Think about the process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. The caterpillar doesn't simply wake up one day and decide to become a butterfly. It has to undergo a process of struggle, entering into the cocoon where it is in a state of confinement, darkness, and even dissolution. The caterpillar's body essentially breaks down during this process, but it is in the very struggle of this transformation that it emerges into a completely new form. It is the struggle that enables the caterpillar to develop wings and eventually take flight. The same principle applies to our lives. Struggle has a way of breaking us down, of forcing us to confront our weaknesses, limitations, and fears. But it is through this breakdown that we are able to rebuild, stronger and more capable than we were before. When life is easy, we don't always have the opportunity to uncover the depth of our strength, resilience, or potential. It is only in the face of struggle that we are able to tap into qualities within ourselves that we never knew existed. We discover that we are capable of more than we thought, that we have more endurance than we ever realized, and that we are more resourceful than we gave ourselves credit for. Struggle has a unique way of forcing us to reevaluate our priorities, our beliefs, and our goals. When everything is going well, it is easy to live on autopilot, going through the motions without questioning our path. But when we are confronted with difficulty, we are compelled to ask ourselves deeper questions. What am I truly capable of? What am I willing to fight for? What is truly important to me? Struggle pushes us to dig deeper, to search for meaning and purpose beyond surface level concerns. It challenges us to step outside of our comfort zones and forces us to redefine who we are and what we stand for. In the midst of struggle, we often learn some of the most valuable lessons of our lives. We learn about perseverance, about the importance of not giving up in the face of adversity. We learn the power of patience, of waiting for the right time, and trusting that things will unfold as they should. Struggle teaches us resilience, the ability to bounce back after a setback, to rise after a fall, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles in our path. It teaches us the importance of faith that there is a purpose behind the pain, that something greater is being developed through the struggle, even if we can't see it in the moment. Struggle also has a way of refining our character. When life is smooth, it is easy to be complacent, to take things for granted, and to forget the value of hard work, humility, and gratitude. But when we face struggle, we are forced to develop qualities like perseverance, humility, and compassion. We become more empathetic to the struggles of others because we have experienced them ourselves. We learn the importance of kindness, both to others and to ourselves, as we navigate the difficult terrain of life. Our character is strengthened as we learn to keep going, even when the road is tough, and to remain hopeful, even when the future seems uncertain. Take, for example, the story of Thomas Edison, who is often remembered as one of the greatest inventors in history. But what is often overlooked is the countless struggles and failures he endured before achieving success. Edison famously failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded in creating the light bulb. Yet he did not see those failures as defeats. Instead, he viewed them as necessary steps in the process of discovery. Each failure brought him closer to the solution. Each struggle taught him something new, and each setback gave him the experience he needed to eventually create a world-changing invention. Edison's transformation didn't happen in a moment of ease or comfort. It happened through repeated struggles, through moments of failure and frustration, and through a relentless pursuit of his goal. Similarly, think of the great athletes who have overcome immense adversity to achieve greatness. Michael Jordan, for example, was famously cut from his high school basketball team. This moment of rejection, this early struggle, could have marked the end of his basketball dreams. Instead, it fueled him to work harder, to push past his limitations, and to prove himself. Through years of training, discipline, and sacrifice, Jordan transformed his initial failure into an iconic career. His story is a testament to the fact that struggle does not define us, it refines us. It is the trials and setbacks that help shape us into the individuals we are destined to become. The process of transformation through struggle also reveals a deeper truth. Growth does not happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and perseverance. Just as a seed must be buried in the soil and go through a period of darkness before it can sprout and grow into a tree, we must go through our own periods of struggle before we can fully realize our potential. We may not understand the purpose behind our struggles while we are in the midst of them, but in time, we will see how they have shaped us, how they have molded us into stronger, wiser, and more compassionate individuals. One of the most powerful aspects of struggle is its ability to break down the walls we've built around ourselves. We all have our defenses, our coping mechanisms, and our comfort zones. But when we face real struggle, those walls come crashing down. We are forced to confront the things we've been avoiding, the things we've kept hidden, and the things that scare us. Struggle brings us face to face with our vulnerabilities, and in doing so, it gives us the opportunity to heal, to grow, and to become more whole. Transformation through struggle is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process that continues throughout our lives. As long as we live, we will encounter new struggles, new challenges, and new opportunities for growth. Each struggle becomes a stepping stone on the path to who we are becoming. Each challenge refines us further, teaching us new lessons, helping us uncover new strengths, and pushing us to evolve into the best version of ourselves. So instead of running from struggle, we must learn to embrace it. We must understand that the process of transformation is messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes painful, but it is also beautiful, powerful, and essential. It is through struggle that we are refined, that we are made stronger, and that we are prepared for the greater purpose that awaits us. Just as the diamond is formed under intense pressure, we too are formed under the weight of life's challenges. And when we emerge, we are not the same. We are better, stronger, and more capable of fulfilling our destiny. Pain is something that we all experience at some point in our lives. It comes in many forms: physical, emotional, psychological, or spiritual. At times, it feels unbearable, as though it is a weight that we can't seem to lift, a shadow that we can't escape. It pushes us to the brink, causing us to question our strength, our resilience, and even our purpose. But there is a deeper truth about pain that many fail to realize. It is not merely something to endure or avoid. It is a powerful force that, when embraced, can lead to tremendous growth. When we experience pain, our instinct is often to run from it, to escape it, or to numb it. We seek comfort, relief, and the quickest possible way to silence the discomfort. Our culture is built around the idea that pain is something to be avoided at all costs. We are told that happiness is the ultimate goal, and pain is the enemy that stands in the way. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if pain is actually a teacher, a guide that can help us discover parts of ourselves we never knew existed? What if pain, when embraced, can lead to a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are truly capable of? There is a profound power in embracing pain. When we allow ourselves to feel the full weight of our suffering instead of running from it, we open the door to personal transformation. Pain has a way of forcing us to look inward, to confront our fears, weaknesses, and insecurities. It breaks down the walls we've built around ourselves, pushing us to examine what lies beneath. When we face pain head-on, without distraction or denial, we begin to understand ourselves in ways we never could in times of comfort. We become more self-aware, more attuned to our emotions, and more connected to the deeper parts of our soul. Consider the process of physical healing. When we injure ourselves, our bodies go through a process of repair. At times, the healing process can be painful. The body needs to rebuild damaged tissues, repair broken bones, and restore balance. This process is not comfortable, but it is necessary for recovery. The same principle applies to emotional or spiritual pain. Just as the body needs to go through pain to heal, so do we need to experience emotional or spiritual pain to heal and grow in life. It is in the moments of pain that we are reshaped, remade, and rebuilt into stronger versions of ourselves. Without pain, we would remain stagnant, unchallenged, and ultimately unable to reach our fullest potential. There is also a deep connection between pain and growth. Pain often becomes the catalyst for change, sparking a desire for improvement, evolution, and progress. When we experience discomfort or suffering, it forces us to ask questions about our lives. Why am I feeling this way? What is this pain trying to teach me? How can I grow from this experience? These questions ignite a process of self-reflection, allowing us to assess our current state and make the necessary adjustments to move forward. Pain pushes us to evolve. It challenges us to rise above our circumstances, to shift our mindset, and to become more resilient in the face of adversity. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing pain is the way it develops our emotional resilience. Life will always have its ups and downs, and no one is exempt from experiencing hardship. However, it is our ability to bounce back from pain that determines how we navigate life's challenges. When we embrace pain, we cultivate resilience, the ability to withstand adversity and emerge stronger from it. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding pain, it comes from confronting it, learning from it, and using it as fuel to keep moving forward. Pain teaches us that we are capable of handling more than we think. It helps us understand our own strength and resilience, allowing us to face future challenges with a sense of courage and confidence. Furthermore, embracing pain helps us develop empathy for others. When we experience pain, we are able to connect with others who are going through similar struggles. We become more compassionate, more understanding, and more willing to offer support to those who are suffering. Pain teaches us that we are not alone in our struggles, and it reminds us that everyone has their own battles to fight. This empathy fosters deeper connections, richer relationships, and a sense of shared humanity. Through our own pain, we are able to extend a hand to others, lifting them up and walking with them through their own struggles. Pain also teaches us the value of patience. Growth, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, is a process. It takes time. We don't wake up one day and suddenly become stronger, wiser, or more compassionate. Growth happens gradually through consistent effort and persistence. Pain teaches us that transformation is not always immediate. It requires time, perseverance, and a willingness to keep going even when the process feels slow or difficult. In moments of pain, we learn to trust the process, to have faith that even in the midst of suffering, growth is happening. This patience allows us to stay focused on the long-term vision of who we are becoming rather than being consumed by the temporary discomfort of the present. At the heart of embracing pain for growth is the idea that pain has a purpose. Often when we are in the midst of hardship, it's difficult to see the bigger picture. The pain feels all-encompassing, and we may wonder why it is happening to us. But pain is rarely wasted. Even when we can't immediately understand why we are going through a difficult time, we can trust that it is preparing us for something greater. Every struggle, every challenge, every painful experience serves to shape us, refine us, and equip us for the future. We may not be able to see it in the moment, but when we look back on our lives, we often realize that our most difficult moments were the ones that led to our greatest growth. Embracing pain also requires a shift in our perspective. Instead of seeing pain as something to be avoided or feared, we can begin to view it as a tool for growth. We can choose to see it as an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to become better versions of ourselves. When we embrace pain, we stop viewing ourselves as victims and begin to see ourselves as warriors. We take control of our response to pain, choosing to use it as fuel for transformation rather than letting it define us in negative ways. Pain, when embraced, becomes a powerful force for personal evolution. It teaches us resilience, empathy, patience, and self-awareness. It drives us to dig deeper within ourselves, to challenge our limitations, and to grow into the people we were always meant to be. Through pain, we discover our strength, our purpose, and our capacity for transformation. When we stop running from pain and start embracing it, we unlock the full potential of our lives. We may not always understand the purpose behind our suffering in the moment, but we can trust that it is leading us toward a greater version of ourselves.